Hello everybody and welcome to a Core Set 2020 ranked draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to join our community here on YouTube. It really does help me out a ton and I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. I love interacting with you guys and answering your questions. If you want to catch the stream live, be sure to check it out at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. And if you are going to be buying cards or packs or boosters, you can give back to the stream by using the affiliate link in the comments section, pinned comment down below, or in the description. It is a link to TCG Player, and TCG Player is the site that I use. I have found that they have the best prices, great customer service. So if you want to give back to the channel while you're buying cards that you're going to get anyway, check out that link. Without further ado, let's get into the pack. Okie doke. We have a decent rare. 6 mana for 2 3/3s is pretty solid. The best part about this is usually you use it to ambush something because nobody ever plays around it because it's a rare. Looking at the uncommons, Scuttlemutt is an alright card. Just some mana ramp, color fixing. At the common slot, the best common is Gorging Vulture, I think. It just fuels a lot of your graveyard synergies, but overall it's not like an insane card. I might just take it here though because it is cheap and it's also a key part of the black decks. And it's one of those cards that I feel like I don't prioritize enough and I always kind of want one. Or sometimes even more than one. I think it's between this and Masterful Replication, but Masterful Replication is pretty expensive, and just getting a cheaper card is pretty nice early on, so we're just going to take the Gorging Vulture. Moving on to pick 2. There's not really a reason to abandon black. Audacious Thief is definitely in contention for the best common in this pack. I think Pack Massive is pretty good as well, but other than that, the commons are not inspiring. Stock bird sound effect. Yeah. The Uncommons Wolf Rider Saddle is a pretty good one. I'm not sure if it's good enough compared to Audacious Thief to be worth moving into a second color for, though. It is a solid card, though. The ability is quite relevant. Making it only be able to be blocked by one creature works really well with things like Vorst Claw, because then they just have to chump it every turn. They can never really trade with it in combat. God's Willing is decent, but I don't love moving into white super early because white is a bit lackluster. So I think we're just going to take the Audacious Thief here. Stick to black and see what else presents itself. And now we do see another good green card in addition to the Wolf Rider Saddle. We're starting to see a green signal here. There's a Leafkin Druid and a Pulse of Marasa. I think Leafkin Druid is a little bit better. It's just one of those 2-drops that when you play it on turn 2, you're just super far ahead of your opponent, because even though it doesn't have any power, it does have the ability to get you to your late game a little bit faster, which is super powerful, especially in a black-green deck that's often going to be a little bit grindier. And there's nothing else that's really even close to it in this pack. I think Pulse of Marasa is kind of a consideration, but I think Leafkin Druid is enough better that it's worth taking here. And now Agonizing Siphon keeps me in black. I could still just abandon the green, and this card is the best card in the pack by a mile. Cerulean Drake has not been impressive to me. The 1/1's just a little bit too small. Veil of Summer is like a sideboard card, and this is best of 1. And then Steadfast Sentry is alright, but I don't love taking it. There's a land, but we're just going to slam Agonizing Siphon and be pretty happy about it. Now there is a Pulse of Marasa, keeps me in this black-green deck. There is an Unsummon, but it's not a card I'm insanely high on. Cheap Interaction is good, but I think that you don't really need to prioritize Unsummon in this set. There's not like a ton of people going for auras, shenanigans, or things like that. And I think Pulse of Marasa is quite good, especially in a black-green deck. It does have some nice little grind value, especially if you have like a Loaming Shaman to get back, and then you can just never deck and just ultimately grind your opponent out. But yeah, Pulse of Marasa is definitely a card I'm happy to get here. There have been a decent number of white cards in the pack, but I think we're just going to be fine with this setup. And now we can pick up a Centaur Courser. I do like just having some bodies you can play early. It trades off really well. It attacks, it blocks, it has stats. So I think we'll just take this over like pretty much nothing else. And now we can get a Dismal Backwater if we want to splash. But the thing is there's not really a ton of blue cards we would want to splash. Sure, we could splash like a Risen Reef. We could splash a Cloudkin Seer. We could splash like a Yarok if we got a mythic rare. I don't love splashing things like Tomebound Lich, and it might just be better to take the Mammoth Spider, get that defense set up. I think it's kind of close here, because I'm pretty sure we're going to wheel a Mammoth Spider. And I do like Mammoth Spider in black-green. Let's just take the Mammoth Spider. We're not going to be splashing blue, really. And now we can take a Plummet. Sometimes you main deck Plummet in these types of decks, just because you sometimes struggle against flyers, but we already have a Mammoth Spider, so we're less likely to want to do that. Okay, Sanitarium Skeleton is actually a really key piece of this deck. We're not going to need Undead Servants, I don't think. I think Sanitarium Skeleton is more important. It just tends to have a lot of value. You can mill it over with the Gorging Vulture. You can use it with Bone Splinters. Overall, a card I'm happy to get a copy of here relatively late. And now Vor's Claw can sometimes just be the win condition you need. Definitely take that over Feral Invocation. Late Fairy Miscreant. And now, I guess we'll take Barony Vampire over Natural Land. We're not going to be playing this in the main deck, and if we get a Sorin, we might want to try to play it if we get enough Vampires. Just going to cut the black cards, not send any signaling. Okay, Feral and Abomination's not unplayable. Okay, so we opened up a Bomb Rare. This card is definitely the pick out of this pack. It's kind of just great. 4 mana for a 5/4 that can gain haste, gain trample, gain reach is just super good. Murder is a very good card as well, but the fact that this card just completely dominates blue decks and is also just good against other decks, I think makes it the pick over Murder. We will want to get some removal spells at some point, and this pack does have another good card for us, Thrashing Grunton, but I think the Shifting Ceratops is just good enough that it's worth taking. Pro Blue is really, really good in certain matchups, and really just crushes certain opponents, even though Murder is a premium common. So yeah, I think my pick order for this pack is Shifting, and then Murder, and then Thrashing. I do think Thrashing is a good card, and may even be better than Murder, but our deck kind of just needs removal spells. We only have one so far, and we already kind of have like a Centaur Courser, and I don't know, maybe I would just take, I changed my mind. I would take Thrashing over Murder, but it's a kind of close pick. Murder is really good. But yeah, definitely taking Shifting. And now there's another Leafkin Druid. Leyline of the Void would be the pick in paper just because it's worth money, but it wouldn't get passed in paper, so that's the lowdown on that pick. Definitely just taking Leafkin. Getting a turn 3 Ceratops is insane. And yeah. Yeah. Maybe Sorcerer will be able to, we might play that, but I think we're just going to take Leafkin here pretty easily. Embodiment of Agonies is a disgusting rare, especially if we play some self-mill stuff like Gorging Vulture. Easily the pick here over an Audacious Thief. This card can just win you the game on its own, and it's looking like we're in the right colors here. We're getting lots of good cards, and yeah, getting rewarded. Maybe we'll wheel a not a Sanitarium Skeleton from that pack. And now another Gorging Vulture. I'm really happy to pick this up. It works with the Pulse Master we already have. It works with the Embodiment of Agonies. And if we can get a Soul Salvage now, we'll be very happy playing that. We already have one Pulse. We don't need a second one quite yet. And Gorging Vulture is really going to fuel a lot of the things our deck is going for. Wow. Oh, man. This is a tricky... man, I think this is a pretty... I think we have to take Murder here, but Bloodthirsty Aerialist is quite good, especially with double Gorging Vulture to gain life, Pulse Marasa, Agonizing Siphon. We have quite a few ways to gain life, but I think just getting the removal spell is going to be a better play for us here. There's also a Soul Salvage, which kind of makes me sad to pass. It's probably not going to wheel either of these, but just going to take the Murder here, get that removal, make the responsible pick. And now there's a Vampire of the Dire Moon. This is a card I am a big fan of. It works really well with any Rabid Bites I can pick up, and overall it just helps me survive the early game while I get my late game engines going. So yeah, we're just going to take this. Wow, late Spectral Sailor. That's actually the type of card that I would consider splashing sometimes. Even though it is like a... I don't know. Never mind. I would never splash this. I just changed my mind. I would never splash this card. One of the benefits of this card is that it's super good on turn... Like it's good on turn 1 because you can get in like 5 damage if you have it on turn 1. And then the late game it's relevant. And also if you have it in the late game, you can play it and immediately draw. But you can't really splash this card. I changed my mind immediately after saying that. Diamond Knight, I guess I'll just take it. We're not going to play it though. We'll take it for the collection. Collection. And now Epicure of Blood. Sometimes you just need random 5-drops. Hopefully not going to have to play that. I guess we'll just take a bow over a plummet and an arclight, but we're not going to play it. Hey, Sorcerer came back. We already have a Vor's Claw. We don't really need that. We just want to make sure we have enough 2-drops that we don't just die. And Sanitarium Skeleton came back. We could play that if we get a Bone Splinters. One tip for if you are drafting on Arena is take the uncommons at the end of the pack if you see them, because it fills your vault a little bit quicker. So, pro tip. Well, we opened Safara, which we can't play. Our uncommons are not in our color. There is a Sorcerer of the Fang, and that's pretty much it. I guess we'll take it. It's a fine 2-drop. I don't mind having a couple of them just to block early. And hold the ground and then sometimes be a late game and win condition. Definitely better than a Greenwood Sentinel. And we're not playing these colors. I don't like Salvager of Ruin just because it's a bit small and its ability is a bit irrelevant. So we're just gonna take the Sorcerer. Sorcerer. Oh my goodness. Sad day. Unfortunately, can't play this because it's triple red, and we are nowhere near that. But it is a sick card. Air Elemental is also great. Season of Growth is not really good in our deck. We don't have any ways to target our own things. It's a fine card if you have like 2 ways to target your own things, but I don't think we're at that point. I think we'll just take the Jungle Hollow. We already have 18 playable cards, and just making sure we get mana screwed a little bit less is going to be super good. We have a couple double black cards, couple double green cards, so we just want to have good mana, and this is going to help us get there on mana. Oh my goodness. So, lots of good red cards here. Shock, Smuggler, Novice Pyromancer, Acolyte. But we're just going to take a Silverback Shaman. We don't have a ton of 5-drops, and this card is one of the better 5-drops, especially when you ramp it out early, so pretty happy to get the Silverback, even though there are a lot of good cards there. And now there's a Bloodsoaked Altar, which actually works well with our Sanitarium, Skeletons, and we have some life gain to go with it. I think we will take it here. Double Sanitarium Skeleton makes this card a lot more appealing. And then we'll take it over Blade Brand. Seems solid. So kind of not seeing the black cards that we wanted, or green cards that we wanted going into pack 3, but we just need like 3 more playables. So we'll just take a Barony Vampire over a Healer and a Prismite, and maybe, yeah, have to run something silly. Oh my goodness, we got there. Soul Salvage is perfect for this deck. Works really well with the Gorging Vultures and just all of our value cards. And overall a card I'm super happy to get. Really feel fortunate to have picked this one up. Brightwood Tracker is a second pick out of this pack, and it's a solid value engine for the late game, but Soul Salvage is just perfect. And now Blood Burglar gets us another 2-drop. It can be a nice little beater early on, gain us some extra life. Relatively happy to see that. There's another Undead Servant. There's a Season of Growth. I don't think we want to play Season of Growth, so we might just take Feral Invocation. It's just a fine card. Decent combat trick. I guess we'll just take land, because there's nothing in that pack we're playing. And now we'll just take Season of Growth, but we're not going to play it in this build. Take the uncommon, as I said. Build that old collection up. Ye old collection. Oh yes, late uncommon feels good, man. Okay. Let's look at how we're going to build this deck. First things first, of course, make it the Soul Ring art. Okay, so how's our curve looking? Our curve is looking quite good. I don't think we want to play the Epic here. We already have a couple expensive cards, and we're not going to play Natural End. This is exactly 40. The only consideration is whether we want to play an Epic here or something. I don't think we're playing Season. We're not going to play Feral Abomination. And having a relatively cheap curve means we can hold lands after land 6 to get a potential top deck Bloodsoaked Altar. We're not going to play this guy. How many of each color do we have? We have 14 and 9. Yeah, definitely not playing Diamond Knight. Interesting spot. I don't think we want to play Plummet main deck. We have enough Anti-Flyer. We have 2 of these guys. We have an Embodiment. We have a Murder and an Agonizing Siphon and a Mammoth Spider. So we're going to be fine against Flyers, I think. Though it is an interesting consideration, especially because we have a discard outlet. So maybe we do want to play it over Feral Invocation. So Feral Invocation with some of our Lifelinker guys, or with our Lifelinkers, or our Audacious Thief is quite good. So I think we'll just play that and then just leave the Plummet, and then maybe bring it in if we change our mind later. And I think we do want to go 8-8-1 because we have double colors of both cards. Yeah, this seems like a good build to me. Last things to do is to change our basic lands. I don't know why it doesn't let you customize this, but we obviously want to use our cool land that we unlocked from these events that I've been playing in on like every beginning of the week. So definitely want to be playing those lands, even though there are a lot of cool lands, and I'll probably be switching up lands in the future. It's just really cool to use these like sweet like full art-ish John Avon lands. And let's see how it goes. I think this deck is good, and I think it could get the full max win, especially because Soul Salvage is so good with our Gorging Vultures, and we have Embodiment and Shifting Ceratops. We just have some very good creatures. So. Okay, this hand is excellent. Feral Invocation plus Vampire is a kind of neat combo, because you attack in, they block with whatever creature, and then you just get them dead. Oh, the perfect curve out. This is actually going to be disgusting, because my opponent's going to want to try and block, and then we'll Feral Invocation. Okay, we're going to have a Centaur Courser in play. We're just going to play that because it's the bigger creature. I should get in the habit of playing post-combat for sure, though. That was a little bit of a... It doesn't matter because they're tapped out, but I'll focus on that in the future. It was funny, after playing in Grand Prix Vegas, I just kind of want to make sure all my plays are very technically sound, and it's just one of those things that I want to work on, because I really do like playing at a high level. It was something that I enjoyed doing. So we're just going to attack with everything, and then Feral Invocation, whatever they block. Probably the Centaur Courser. Just completely running him over. And we have a Murder for their next play if they... And then hit them for an 8. So we're just going to attack with this and our Vampire here. It's 6 damage instead of 8, but we get to deploy another creature, and then we'll have lethal next turn with this guy plus Gorging Vulture. Definitely attacking first. So now they're at 7, so this plus our Gorging Vulture is going to be lethal. The difference between holding up green and black is kind of irrelevant, because holding up green means Might of the Masses, holding up black means Disfigure. And both of them would be kind of relevant here. Okay, so they kill my guy, but I can murder their dude, and that'll basically put him dead. And they concede. That was pretty great curve out. That's why having a good curve is important in Limited, because sometimes your opponent just stumbles and you can just run them over. They had a turn 2 play that didn't actually affect the board, and we had a turn 1 play, turn 2 play, turn 3 play, and then a pretty good turn 4 play in the Feral Invocation, and I think that that's just one of those things that's pretty important. Also, playing our 3/3 instead of our Gorging Vulture was important there as well, because when your opponent doesn't have anything on the board, you just want to get as much power and toughness into play as possible. That's just a nice heuristic to follow. Heuristic is a default setting. There's actually a really good episode of Limited Resources on heuristics. It's funny because LSV always says that that's one of his favorite episodes, and it was a really good episode to listen to. Another heuristic is spend all your mana every turn. So playing your most power and toughness when your opponent has nothing in play and you're trying to beat them down is also kind of a heuristic. MTG and RPGs. Interesting. Here we get to the benefit of the Jungle Hollow. If this was another swamp, this hand would be much worse, but as it is, we get to keep this hand and potentially just go Blood Burglar into Feral Invocation. I don't think we are going to play our Leafkin Druid to start here because we don't have anything to ramp into, and Blood Burglar into Feral Invocation is quite a nice little start, especially against a potentially aggressive red deck. Though they might have Shock, I think it's still worth going for Blood Burglar here. So they do punish us a little bit. So we're just going to play our Leafkin now and Sanitarium. I still like going for the Blood Burglar because Blood Burglar into Feral is super good. Because it's one of those cards they're very incentivized to block. So now we can just jump with Sanitarium. Get it back. Okay. Oh, that is not a good draw. We don't want to just soul salvage back one creature, I don't think. We're not under that much pressure. We could just draw an Agonizing Siphon to kill this, or a Murder to kill that. Right now we're on a 5-turn clock. That is a card I will play, though. But I'm going to do it at instant speed so I can hold the Feral Invocation. Though, that's not true. I think we want to just get it back our guy now. Because then we can put our Feral Invocation on him. They could have another kill spell for it, but looks like they don't want to use it potentially. Oh dear. Oh, okay, that's much less scary. I thought it might be a Chandra, and they would just kill this. Bloodberg was actually pretty important to our plan right now. The question is, why would they tap this instead of their land? And that probably means they're holding up Murder. So that means we'll probably just triple block the Blood Burglar. Oh. So they're holding up 3 mana. That probably means Murder. The way they tap their mana, holding up Murder mana. Which means if I play Vorst Claw, it's just going to die. And if I go for Feral Invocation, it's not going to work out. I think playing the Vorst Claw so they can kill it sounds like a bad plan. But then I can Soul Salvage it back and use my Feral Invocation next turn. So we're just going to let them use their Murder. They'll get value out of it. There's a tiny chance that they're just holding up a Shock instead. I'm almost positive they have Murder. But we need to get it out of their hands so we can use our Feral Invocation on our Blood Burglar. And then we can do that and play Soul Salvage in the same turn. Get back the Vorst Claw, get back the Blood Burglar. Because the Murder's not going anywhere. It's going to find a target eventually. Okay. Because we need to gain some life here. This is where we just hope it works. Chandra's Outrage. Oh, okay, so they trade. That's actually fine for me. Play the land, because then if we draw, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, because now if we draw another land, we can play both of them. So we will go to exactly 1 here. What we really need is Agonizing Siphon. Because I go to 1 here. Okay, they kill me. Okay. Sometimes you just can't win. Your opponent just has the cards they need. They had a good deck. But if I drew Agonizing Siphon, I could kill that, gain 2 from my other guy. This would be unblockable. I'd be in fine shape. Because I would have a nice little aggressive attacking force, and they'd have 3 powers of flying, but I could just chump Lavacan Brawler infinitely. I just didn't have a way to kill Lavacan Brawler ever, or the Goblin Smuggler. A lack of removal is definitely one of the weaknesses of my deck. But if the game does go long, I can win most long games just with some soul salvage value or grinding them out. And this is a solid keep. We have Bloodsoaked Altar, Sanitarium Skeleton, which is just a nice little combo. We have a Murder. We don't have the perfect mana to cast Murder, but we don't need it until probably after we've cast our Vulture anyway. Our opponent decides on their mulligan. Definitely get that skeleton out there. If we mill our second skeleton, we have the nice little ultimate combo with the Bloodsoaked Altar. Just pitch a skeleton, sack a skeleton. Perfect. We won't reveal what our second color is. We're going to just make the more mana efficient play. Oh, nice. We did do it. We got there. We build us another skeleton. I kind of just want to trade here. They could have Feral Invocation, though. I think it's worth trading here. If they Feral Invocation, I can murder it. Not that I want to, but trading is just fine. Keeps me at a high life total, so my Bloodsoaked Altar can do work. We'll just play our big guy. Should have attacked first. One of the things you have to practice when you're playing limited is whether or not you want to trade off things like this. And I think it's worth it to trade in that situation, because a lot of the time you're going to be like, you don't want to. Since I have a Bloodsoaked Altar, I just want to survive. I don't really care about getting to the late game that much. I have a nice little double block set up with Centaur Courser and Sanitarium Skeleton. Even if they do blow me out with something, I have a Murder for the next turn to kill it if it's a Feral Invocation. And if it's just a combat trick, I only lose my Centaur Courser, really, because Skeleton's coming back eventually. Like here, if they have a shock, they have to use it on my Skeleton to really get me instead of my Audacious Thief. So this is a really good double block for me. Okay, Infuriate. So Infuriate traded with my 3/3. Here we get getting an unblocked hit in with Audacious Thief is almost always worth a removal spell. And it also makes this guy smaller. And I wanted to hit a land. Those factors combined to Okay. I'll just suicide my Audacious Thief here if I don't hit a land. Otherwise, I'll play Silverback. Because we do want to hit our land drops here. And Silverback's definitely a little bit of a better play than Shifting Ceratops. Okay. Vorst Claw is kind of scary, but we have infinite chump blockers for it pretty much, so it's not going to be all that scary. We'll trade. I think we're just going to Agonizing Siphon. And then pass turn. So we take 7 here. But they only have 1 creature, and we're just going to be able to chump it forever. We really want to draw land so we can get back a skeleton, play a skeleton, and play a Leafkin Druid. This game's not going very well. We got a little bit screwed on our lands. I don't think we played it super badly. I just think that we kind of need a little bit more action. But now that this guy has trample, we're kind of in bad shape. Which I guess means getting back skeleton was super bad. I totally forgot that this guy gave Vorst Claw trample. No blocks. Our Blood-Soaked Altar is basically a blank at this point. Yup. Yup. Yeah, if we played this, we would have blocked that, and then we would have probably died regardless to their Vorst Claw. Huh. Yep. Such is life. Yeah. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I think that last turn we played was played incorrectly. We should have played Shifting Ceratops and Leafkin instead to try and trade with Tranquil Guy. I mean, with the Thicket Crasher, I mean. And it would have ended up, we would have killed it in the end, and then we might have been able to stabilize against Vorst Claw. On the draw, I think this is the keep. We need 1 land, and then we can play this. If we draw a forest, our hand becomes really good, or a Jungle Hollow. Hello, Imagine World Peace. But I think essentially that game was just, yeah, the last turn we played badly, for sure. If we trade with Thicket Crasher, we take 7. We go down to 6. So it works out a little bit better for us. Probably going to play our own Gorging Vulture. Set up for an embodiment. Though maybe just playing Audacious Thief is better, because then we can draw into more stuff. Because we do need to hit our land drops to have a chance. Undead Servente. We're fine trading a 2-2 for a 3-2. That's just a good trade for us. Even though they might get more 2-2s later on. Gosh darn it, deck. You betray me. Just gonna play Gorging Vulture here over Leafkin Druid. Set up for an embodiment. So we have 3 different costs now. So this attack kind of... kind of want to block here. If they do play Barrel Invocation, then our Shifting Ceratops then completely blanks this. Maybe they have Fathom Fleet Cutthroat, though. Undead Servant, okay. Oh, yes. Hype. Getting the land. It's the wrong one. We kind of wanted to be able to play Shifting here. I don't think we would use a removal spell. I think we want to play Embodiment. Yeah, that seems solid to me. And Skeleton. The old Skelly. No attacks. Now we can go block, block. We don't want to take 3. And we have a flyer to deal with that. Okay, opponent. Cool your jets, mate. Cool your jets. Opponent just Undead Servant Tribal over here. Now we'll just do double Leafkin into Skeleton. And no attacks. We're kind of in good shape here. We're going to have our Vorst Claw down, and Vorst Claw is going to be able to attack and trade with a bunch of the zombies potentially, or just hold back and block the zombies. If the game goes long, we have Agonizing Siphon and stuff. We have a, like... Okay, we're going to lead with Gorging Vulture. We have Soul Salvage and... Oh, that was kind of our card we were hoping to get. Well, we need a new plan. Pulse Morass is gone. We still have a Soul Salvage we can draw. Our current plan is to make this guy into a massive creature next time we draw him. Fortunately, our opponent has Sorcerer to kind of push through here. I think we will trade off Voice Claw for a bunch of stuff here. Man, if we'd drawn the Bloodsoaked Altar, it would have been so good with Double Skelly. Let's kill this thing. And then we'll trade this guy for 3 zombies, so then we can attack with our Shifting Ceratops. Yep. Because I'm afraid of my opponent having something like a Moldervine Reclamation, in which case I really just need to end this game. Or get out of dodge. Start getting rid of their creatures. It's a very likely card they could have. now if I attack with my shifting Ceratops, well, that's a catastrophe. Ugh, man, milling Bloodsoaked Altar was really bad. I don't think it's bad enough that it was, like, incorrect to cast it. Things are not looking up. This is why we wanted to get, like, we want a way to pressure them. But we do not currently have such a way. Huh. I think our deck is pretty good. It just so happens that we are going to deck out before our opponent and get completely owned. What you gonna kill? Embodiment? Probably. Ceratops? Maybe. Okay. Huzzah! Our plan right now is to draw a Soul Salvage to get back a massive embodiment. Is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's going to be an 8, 8. Easy block. Easy block. Easy block. And then let's block there. And then we take, like, 3. I don't know why opponent is getting super aggressive here. Maybe they have a Fathom Fleet Cutthroat, or they wanted this to die. Or they have another Soul Salvage to get this back. So we're just waiting to draw our Soul Salvage here. Nice. They don't really have good attacks here. At some point we'll trade these off and then use Soul Salvage to get this back. I really wish we'd seen a Bone Splinters this draft, but we could totally win this game. Embodiment is our key to victory here right now. We just need to draw our Soul Salvage at some point. And we also have a Murder, which can just kill their reach creature. Okay. Let's just block like this. Get back both Sanitarium Skeletons. Gosh darn it, they have 5? Well, that was real bad. No, they just have 3. No, they have 4. Like, we're not dead, but Sorcerer of the Fang is becoming an issue. Like, we have to murder that, it's going to be a catastrophe. Catastrophe! Not ideal. I would like to draw a Soul Salvage. So I'm at a functional 12. I think attacking here with everything might just be correct for them, because I'm at a functional 12. Taking 6 here. Then I would go to 8, 6, 4. Yeah, I think we have to trade, though. Because now they don't have an attack next turn. We do still have a murder in the deck to take care of this guy. Not where we wanted to be there. So we have 3 turns. 3 turns to draw our murder to kill Sorcerer of the Fang. Or Soul Savage, because then we can get back a life gain Vulture, or... Oh, never mind, we have 1 turn. Man. Well, this was a rough series of events, but I think our deck was good. Like, it's one of those ones where I'm not, like, disappointed in our deck. It was more just the way the things lined up and the way our draws went. I think this deck was definitely better than it looked / performed. Yeah, 1-3 was not an inspiring record, but it was a record. If you did make it all the way till the end of the video, let me know by typing hashtag underperformed in the comment section down below to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions at all. If you are going to be buying cards, remember to use the affiliate link that is in either the description or in the pinned comment. And if you would like to give back to the channel directly, you can do so via the Patreon. Patreon.com/NicolaiBolas is a place for the most for people to give back to the channel directly, and I do want to say thank you to all of my patrons, and a special thanks to the patrons that support at the credits level, and thank you so much to them. I really do appreciate your support, and you help me continue to make videos, and yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.